Hey everybody, welcome to the Kelpie Show. Long time no see. Today we're going to be talking about Obsidian Flames from the Scarlet and Violet era. If you have some investments in this set, or you're just curious about where prices are, this is the video for you. So we're gonna get directly into this. Obsidian Flames was released August 11th of 2023. This was the third set of the Scarlet and Violet era, so Obsidian Flames was relatively new in the Scarlet and Violet world. And here is the card breakdown for Obsidian Flames. There are 197 cards in the main set, which include 33 secret rares. There are illustration rares, special illustration rares, hyper rares, and full art trainers. With every set of English Pokemon, there is a Japanese counterpart, and this set is no different. The Japanese counterpart of Obsidian Flames is the Ruler of the Black Flame. Sounds really intense, and what you see on the screen right here is what the logo looks like for that set. And here is the box art for that Japanese set. It's very colorful. You see Charizard on the cover. This set was released in Japan on July 28th, 2023. The main theme of this set was that it focuses on terrestrialized Pokemon EX that are type shifted. For example, Charizard EX is a dark type instead of a fire type, and this made the set really interesting. Charizard not spitting flames out, but instead having dark abilities. Here's the Charizard EX card from that set. You can see right here that the symbol is a dark type instead of a fire type. Other Pokemon with different types are this Tyranitar EX, which is now a lightning type Pokemon. Tyranitar is usually a rock type. Tyranitar looking very majestic and shiny. His face is like roar. Here's one of my favorite Pokemon, which is Ice-Q. And in the Obsidian Flame set, Ice-Q is a fire type instead of its usual ice type. Obviously, Ice-Q like Ice Cube. It looks like an ice cube, but you can see with the symbol right here, it's a fire type. It even has Scalding Block. Sounds very toasty to me. And here's the Vespiquen EX card. The Vespiquen is now a psychic type instead of usually being a bug or flying type Pokemon. The flagship or main chase card of this set is the Charizard EX, which is a dark type now and a major fan draw due to both the Pokemon and it having a dark type now. This rarely happens in the Pokemon world, so this was really interesting for Pokemon fans. And here is what it contributed to the actual card game. Type shifted Terra Pokemon EX in Obsidian Flames adds strategic depth by surprising opponents with unexpected typings, allowing you to counter their decks without changing your core energy type. Their built-in bench damage immunity and off-meta matchups create new lines of play and disrupt standard type counter strategies. So you're playing a deck and you expect your opponent to have a Charizard, which is a fire type, but instead they whip out this card that is a Charizard dark type, and that throws off your whole game. And that's the whole idea of the type shifted Pokemon of Obsidian Flames. More on how it contributes to the card game. Type shifted Terra Pokemon EX allows players to 1. Fake out opponents' assumptions, 2. Create counter type matchups without changing energy cores, 3. Introduce off-meta threats that require new deck tech, and 4. Protect important Pokemon using bench damage immunity. So the type shifted Terra Pokemon in Obsidian Flames definitely changed up the game a bit. Here's a fun fact. The Dark Terra Charizard EX isn't just a strong card, it's also a lore nod to when Charizard was Dark type in the Team Rocket set of 2000, and also the Darkness Pokemon in Fire Red and Leaf Green TCG. I love this vintage look right here. This Dark type Charizard standing in front of this dark cosmos background. The orange Charizard really sticks out in the scene. And here is the reprint and restock information for Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames was one of the sets that was confirmed from the Pokemon Company to have a reprint this year. And the other sets included in this reprint confirmation were Twilight Masquerade, Paldea Evolved, Surgeon Sparks, and Paldean Fates. And since the Pokemon Company confirmed an Obsidian Flames reprint, will this reprint affect card prices? As you can see in this picture right here, Ash has no idea. Obsidian Flames is or was scheduled to get a reprint in 2025. We did see some stock hitting the stores and hitting the shelves, but the number of the reprint wasn't revealed, and if there was already a reprint, the effect of this reprint was barely felt at all. I was part of those people who were able to get a reprint of Obsidian Flames this year. I was able to get my hands on a few booster bundles, but after that short restock period, I haven't seen Obsidian Flames on the shelf at all this year. So even though the Pokemon Company said that they are doing a reprint, I think there's still too much demand for Pokemon, and most people weren't able to get this reprint or restock at all. And here is the sealed product breakdown for Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames had booster boxes which contained 36 packs. It had Elite Trainer boxes featuring Charmander art sleeves and a promo card. It also had booster bundles which included 6 packs. There were build and battle kits, single pack blisters, blisters, triple blister packs, and sleeve boosters. This was very similar to other non-specialty sets in the Scarlet and Violet era. And here are the prices of the sealed products, so you can see where they were a year ago and what they are at today. We're going to start off with the 36-pack booster box of Obsidian Flames. A year ago, this was sitting at around $120, and today it has increased 104% to $235. 100% gain within a year. Not too shabby. Here's the Pokemon Center version of the ETB from Obsidian Flames. A year ago, this was sitting at around $60. 1 year later, it has increased a whopping 369%, and today sits at around $362. And we all know that the Pokemon Center version of the ETBs is what everybody wants and is the collector's item, so this should not be a shock to anybody. Still, that is a huge gain. In contrast, here is the regular version, the non-Pokemon Center version of the ETB. A year ago, you could have got this for like $35, which was insanely cheap. 1 year later, it has increased 197% and sits at around $106. You can get some ETBs from the Sword and Shield era for $100, so this isn't too much of a crazy gain or a crazy price. Here's the sealed price for the booster bundles. 1 year ago, this was sitting at $23 per booster bundle, which is insanely cheap. A year later, it has increased 120% and is around $50 per booster bundle today. And this is the price for the build and battle box for Obsidian Flames. A year ago, this was around $15, which is dirt cheap. 1 year later, it has increased 119%, and you can get a build and battle box from Obsidian Flames for about $31 today. And here are the prices for the 3-pack blister. This one features a EV promo. A year ago, you could have got this for around $12.50. 1 year later, it has increased 73%, and you can get a 3-pack blister today for $21. The last thing we're going to take a look at is the sleeve booster, the 1-pack sleeve booster from Obsidian Flames. A year ago, this was around $3.75 per sleeve booster. I challenge you to find a sleeve booster for any Pokemon set right now for under $5. 1 year later, this has increased 174%, and today a sleeve booster of Obsidian Flames goes for about $8.80. So as you can see, as we get more current with the Scarlet and Violet era, you're going to see that some of these sets have not seen a major increase in value. But will these sets gain value over time, maybe in a year, 2 years, or when they're for sure out of the window for a reprint or a restock? I think Obsidian Flames, with the different typings of Pokemon, has a lot of room to grow. The cards from the set are really unique because they had different typings, so the cards from these sets might be sleeper hits and might hit higher values in the future. But who knows, only time will tell. But for the moment, the Pokemon TCG scene is so hot, there doesn't seem to be a break in sight. And especially with a 30th year anniversary coming up, I personally think the hype is just gonna get crazier and crazier. And that's it for the set report for Obsidian Flames, part of the Scarlet and Violet era. We're slowly working our way to the end of Scarlet and Violet, and next is 151. Personally, my favorite from the Scarlet and Violet era, so you're not going to want to miss that report. Thank you so much for joining us on the Kelpie Show today. If you enjoyed this content, please consider liking and subscribing. It would really help our channel out. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace!